Most guys want a home that feels grounded, calm, and effortlessly high-end. But they make one fatal mistake the moment the sun goes down. They rely on that big light, man. Turning on a harsh overhead fixture is the fastest way to make a well-designed room feel like a hospital waiting room or a convenience store.
Hell no, man.
It flattens your space, washes out textures, and completely destroys the vibe. Like, for real, man, lock in. It also makes your furniture look cheap, so do with that as you will. If you want an aesthetic, ambient home, don't focus on just getting more furniture. You need better shadows. The secret lies in layering. Think of your room in 3 levels: low, medium, and high. Low lighting can be an LED strip running along the baseboards or under a bed frame. Medium lighting is your desk lamp, reading lights, or nightstand glow. High lighting might be a tall arched floor lamp that casts light downward. By spreading small light sources across different heights and corners, you create that depth. The shadows become just as important as the light itself. So today, we're breaking down the exact lighting blueprint to make your space feel warm,
Yes, sir.
intentional,
Yes,
and
sir.
expensive.
Yes, sir.
And if you're lucky, maybe finally get you some play on it. Now, before you buy a single new lamp, we have to talk about the bulbs, obviously. This is where most people fail. They buy whatever multi-pack is on sale at the hardware store, the Home Depot, and end up with a blinding blue hue. So write this number down: 2700 Kelvin. Now, color temperature is measured in Kelvin. Anything above 3000 Kelvin belongs in a garage, a commercial kitchen, or an office workspace. It keeps your brain alert. For a relaxed, masculine aesthetic, you want warm white. 2700 Kelvin is the sweet spot. It mimics the golden hour, makes wood tones look rich, and softens those hard edges like concrete or steel. Also, just for convenience, make sure every bulb you buy is dimmable. If you want to make it easy, invest in smart bulbs. Being able to drop the intensity to 20% from your phone when you're winding down completely changes the evening ritual. Now, let's start with the most underrated tool in interior design: the floor uplight. So the concept is, instead of blasting light down from the ceiling, you want to bounce light up from the floor. And you don't need an expensive fixture for this. Buy a couple of cheap, minimal canister floor lamps. You can find them online for like $15. And tuck them away out of sight. Hide them behind a large potted plant, a sofa, or a lounge chair, and point them directly at the wall or up into a corner. What this does is create a soft, indirect glow that highlights the vertical scale of your room. It adds depth to corners that are usually dead space, and it creates those moody architectural shadows that define a high-end, minimalist aesthetic. Next, you need a mid-level light that doubles as a design object during the day. This is your statement piece. When choosing a lamp, look for heavy, tactical materials. Think matte black steel, poured concrete, and brushed brass. Avoid cheap plastic or flimsy shades, as it just doesn't look as premium. The key here is intentional positioning. Don't just stick it randomly against the wall. Use a arch floor lamp to drape light directly over a specific zone, like your favorite reading chair or the corner of your sectional. It pulls the light exactly where you actually use the room, creating an immediate sense of intimacy and boundaries within an open space. If you want that ultra clean modern look, you need to hide the light source entirely. This is where high quality LED light strips come in. But skip the cheap individual dot LEDs you see in gaming setups. You want what's called a COB LED strip. They feature a continuous line of light without those annoying, tacky individual hotspots. Stick them behind your TV as a biased light to reduce eye strain, or run them underneath a floating media console or kitchen cabinets. By washing the floor or wall in light from an invisible source, you make the furniture look like it's floating. It looks incredibly custom, but it only takes 20 minutes to install. Here's the one that almost nobody talks about, and it's the difference between a room that looks nice and a room that looks designed. Walk into any high-end museum or gallery and look closely. The art isn't lit head on. is lit at a steep angle. That raking light is what makes brushstrokes, carved wood, and rough stone actually look three-dimensional. Flat front-facing light kills texture. Angle light reveals it. You can steal this trick with a $5 puck light or a small directional picture light. Instead of pointing it straight at a wall though, angle it so the beam skims across the textured surface. Exposed brick, a wood accent wall, a woven tapestry, even the leaves of a large plant. That low raking angle throws tiny shadows across every bump and grain line. Suddenly, your plain drywall looks like it has character again. Your wood grain pops, and your plant casts these sharp, intentional shadows across the ceiling. It's the cheapest way to make one wall look like it belongs in a design magazine. Pick one focal point in the room, one plant, one textured wall, one piece of art, and give it this treatment. Don't do it everywhere, or it'll lose the effect. One well-lit focal point beats 5 mediocre ones. Focus on just one. Now, layering 4 different lights sound like a lot of remotes and a lot of effort. Here's how you make it effortless. Put every one of these lights on smart plugs or smart bulbs, like I talked about earlier. Then group them in a single scene in an app like Hue or Google Home. Now, Apple has one. It's probably called Apple Home, let's be honest. But name it something simple in there. Evening or wind down, whatever you want. One tap turns off your overhead light, brings your uplights and LED strips to 20%, and turns on just the statement lamp and the texture spotlight. No fumbling with switches in the dark, just one button, and the entire mood shifts instantly. It's also really convenient. This is the detail that separates a room that occasionally looks good from a home that always feels intentional. Or apartment. So when it comes to lighting, an aesthetic space is all about layering. You never want to rely on just one light source. When evening hits, the formula is simple. Turn off the ceiling lights, turn on your hidden uplights for background depth, and use your statement lamp for task lighting.
What?
Add a texture spotlight on one focal point for depth.
Bro, what are you talking about,
and let
man?
your hidden LED strips fill in the gaps. By spreading the light out at different heights, angles, and intensities, you create a space that feels calm, mature, and undeniably sophisticated. If you appreciate these videos, hit the like so I know, hit subscribe to see more videos like this, and comment what videos you want to see next. I don't mind doing them. See you in the next one.